FZ-07. This is it here. We've done quite a bit of stuff to it. Truthfully, I have the full Akrapovic exhaust on there, which sounds just amazing. I'll give you guys a sample of that in a little bit. Other than that, it has a tune on it. It's got the integrated tail light system, which you can see there, which is just really sharp looking. You know, it blends everything in together. I painted the wheels. Obviously, they don't come like that. This used to just be the black wheels with the white bike. But yeah, today we're going to talk about my experiences with it and how I've liked it so far and why I chose this motorcycle. So let's get to it. So before we go too much further, let's hear how this thing sounds. You know, that's one of the reasons I love this bike so much. Is it does sound incredible. So let's start it up here. It's already warm. I've been riding it a little bit, so don't worry about that. Don't freak out in the comments. Like I said, this is the full Akrapovic exhaust, titanium exhaust, and it has the full tune on it. I'm trying to think, the power commander, that's it. It has the full power commander tune on it. Obviously it's got the airbox to go with it. Let's give it some revs here. That sound is intoxicating. It is extremely deep. I will say though, I did take the baffle out. If you buy this exhaust, it basically doesn't sound too much different than stock. So I took the baffle out and it makes a big difference. This bike, like I've been saying, is an amazing motorcycle to ride. The feel, let's talk about the feel a little bit. It's incredibly nimble. You know, it's very light. It's only like 380, 390 pounds, I think. That's light for a motorcycle of any cc, really. Being that this has 700, it'll get it. I mean, it'll scoot. It's not nearly as fast as your, you know, 600s, obviously. It just doesn't have that top end. That's kind of where one of the downsides that I wish was improved with this bike is that the top end power would be increased quite a bit more. It's just not there. But that's not to say that it doesn't, you know, fulfill every need that I wanted out of the bike. It's still an amazing motorcycle. I've let a bunch of experienced riders drive this, and they all love it. I have not had a person yet say that they didn't like it. Walterific actually did a little kind of review ride on it. I let him borrow the bike. He went out and made a video on it. So I'll link his description, or link his account in the bio. If you don't know who Walterific is, he's a very well-known motor vlogger. Does quite a bit of stuff with a bunch of different bikes. But yeah, he absolutely loved it too. Let's just hear it one more time. Yeah, it's great. Alright, so we brought the bike out to a nice little area here. It's kind of an excluded, like, little creek place. Really cool. But we brought the bikes. This is Justin's little Grom here. But again, more on the FZ-07. So one thing that I think this bike really excels at is just getting around town. It's a very comfortable bike to ride. You are very upright. At no real point does my back ever start hurting like it has previously riding like R6s and others, you know, that style, like more sport bikes. So this naked sport bike kind of, you definitely get the advantage of the comfortability, but also with just the look. I think that naked sport bike look really does it for me. You know, I think it's just a very sharp looking motorcycle. yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say besides that. I mean, look-wise anyway, I think it fulfills all needs that I have with it. Alright, so we're gonna actually start at the bike again. I was looking back at the video and the audio just got completely distorted from the previous like little sound clip I got. I know it was really bad. RIP headphone users. But we're gonna start it up again and we're gonna try to see if I can get a better quality audio clip. I do not have a mic, so it's not gonna be 100% pure of what it actually does sound like, but we'll give it a go. Alright, Justin, go ahead and start up the bike. See there, it's got that really deep sound to it, and that's one thing that I think that this exhaust does a lot better than a lot of the other cans or anything like that. The sound is just so much more impactful. It really has this incredible sound to it. Plus, I actually really like the way that it tucks up under the side, and it's got a little bit of the, you know, side pipe look. So go ahead and give it some revs. So yeah, I really dig the sound right there. It is, in my opinion, one of the best sounding two-cylinder bikes that I've heard in a long time. I know there's probably some others that compare very similarly, kind of like the Kawasaki's version of this. What's that one called? Z650. The Z650, which is in a lot of ways a very, very similar motorcycle.
It doesn't sound anything close to it.
Yeah, it's got a little bit different of a sound though. Compared to the Kawasaki, Justin, you know, in terms of, you know, customer happiness, what did you see more of?
A lot of people like the way the Z650 sat and felt rather than the FC or MT-07.
Right.
But the way the FZ-07 sounds with this exhaust compared to like other bikes sounds more like a V-twin. It really does.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like a Harley. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth when I first heard the bike. Once he bought it, I was like, that's a Harley.
Yeah, right. And one thing I will say, like, it does sound similar to a Harley, but I would say that it's a lot like more like refined sounding. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a it's got that same oomph, kind of, but on idle and everything, it doesn't sound like it's missing. In my opinion, all Harleys sound like they're missing or like they have some kind of problem with them. It's just a personal thing for me. But I do think that this bike sounds very similar, and, you know, once it's in the power, it's got that same kind of, you know, oomph to it, like I've said. So, yeah, we'll go into some more detail a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up. Maybe do a little bit of a riding with the GoPro. Well guys, I know this video was kind of all over the place, but we're going to wrap it up here. I hope I just gave you a little bit of insight. I know when I was looking to buy another motorcycle for myself, this was one of my top choices, but it wasn't my first choice until I went out and rode one. Like I said, it is an amazing motorcycle. I highly recommend trying to find someone on Facebook, Craigslist, whatever you can do to let you ride one. Hopefully you have experience that really helps in letting them do that. But if you could ride one and you can compare it to some other the similar style motorcycles, I think that you'll be happy with the results and kind of understand why that I've chose this bike, and I think why a lot of people have as well. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You know, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna put out a couple more videos. This is just gonna be my first one, so I'm just learning. Maybe we'll build something together. So, all right, thanks guys.